Once upon a time, there was a king named Kimano. He was the king of a small town in Angola. Now this king had a dream. He had a dream of marrying the daughter of sun god, the sun king of the heaven. His daughter was Sky Maiden. So Kimano came up with an idea and he wrote a letter to the sun god stating, "Dear sun god, my name is Kimano and I am the king of the earth and I would like to marry your daughter." Now he hit a ceiling. He did not know how to bring this letter to the god of heaven. So he approached a rabbit. He said, "Mr. Rabbit, will you do me a favor and take this letter to the god of heaven?" Rabbit said, "I can't go to the heaven." Kimano said, "Very well then." He took the letter to a hawk. He asked the hawk the same thing. Hawk said, "I can only go halfway. I can't fly to heaven. I can't take your letter to the god." Kimano was disappointed. At this point, a frog approached him. The frog said, "Why don't you take your own letter to heaven?" Kimano said, "That, my friend, I cannot do." The frog said, "Very well then, I will take your letter to the god of heaven." Kimano said, "How is it possible? How can a frog take this letter to heaven?" The frog said, "I can do anything and everything, but first I have to try." So Kimano said, "Very well, take this letter, take it to heaven." Now this frog lived next to a pond where the girls who served the sun god came down every day on earth using the spider web to fetch the king some water. So the next day when the girls came to fetch water, the frog hid into the jug with the letter in his mouth, and now he finds himself in heaven. He leaves the letter next to the sun god's chamber on the table and he hides there. Now, when the sun god comes to fetch a drink of water, he sees the letter on the table. He reads the letter which said, "The king of the earth, Kimano, wants to marry his daughter." Now the king takes the letter to the daughter to ask what she would like to do. So the daughter says, "Well, let's see if this guy can bring me a present. And if he does, maybe I'll marry him." So the king writes this message in the letter, leaves it on the table. Now our intelligent Mr. Frog takes the letter, hides in the jug, and the next day comes back to earth with the girls who come to earth to fetch the king some water. The frog waits until the girls leave, then he comes out, takes the letter to the king, who is Kimano. Kimano reads the letter and says, "Well, I can bring a present, but I still don't know how to take this to heaven." Frog says, "I can take this for you to heaven." Kimano says, "How can a frog take this letter to heaven? Take the gift to heaven?" The frog says, "I can do anything, but first I have to try." So the frog next day takes the present to heaven. Sun god sees it. It shows it to his daughter. Now this time the daughter says, "I'm very impressed. Let's see if he can come fetch me. If he can come fetch me, I will definitely get married to him." The frog brings the message to Kimano once again. This time Kimano says, I can't do this. I cannot go to heaven to fetch her. So the frog again says, very well then, I will fetch her for you. Bring her to earth so that you can get married. The frog goes to heaven again. But this time, he doesn't bring a present. He doesn't bring a letter. Instead, he spits in the water. Now, whoever drank the water in the heaven, they all fall sick. Now the king, the sun god, is scared. And then he's concerned. He goes to the spirit doctor and asks, why is everybody falling sick all of a sudden? The spirit doctor reminds him, you have promised someone, your daughter has promised that she'll get married to the king on earth. Since this is not happening, the sickness is caused by an evil spirit, which in the form of a frog. So then the sky maiden listens to this and agrees to go to earth. So the next day, the sun maiden goes to earth with the girls and waits near the well. The frog jumps out and says, hey sky maiden, I will bring you to Kimanu so that you can get married. Sky maiden says, how can a frog bring me to a man? The frog says, well, I was the one who got you the letter. I also got you the present. And now I will bring you to a man, to Kimanu. The queen says, wait a minute, did you do all of this? Did you bring the present and the letter? Frog says, yeah, I did that. Now the queen says, very well then, it is you who I will get married to. So the queen gets married to the frog, brings the frog to heaven, and then they live happily ever after. And on, and on, and on. You know how it all goes. Now, my dear friends, you must be wondering what happened to Kimanu. Aren't you all wondering? Well, it so happens that Kimanu is still waiting for his bride. Thank you.